Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage and the Trabant. As mentioned in my project update video a while back, the car went through the MOT. I had a couple of issues along the way. One of the front brakes suddenly started to bind badly on the way to the MOT. So I turned around, went back and fixed it. But anyway, it went through. And then I had to wait for the authorities to actually calculate the import tax. That was really quickly. Already a week later, I got it, and it was, as expected, around a couple of €100. Then I had to wait on the receipt before I could get the number plates. Yeah, there's a lot of paperwork and waiting time involved and stuff like this in Denmark. But everything went fine. Unfortunately, I was not allowed to keep that brilliant old document from the DDR. I had to give it to them, and then maybe I could get it back in a couple of months' time. I hope that, because it's a historical important document for me at least. But the Trabant is now road legal. This doesn't mean at all that the car is finished. There's a lot of work still to be done. I still need to fit the carpets inside. I still need to fix all the rubber seals on the windows. I still need to make it a bit more reliable. Those things are a lot more fun when you can actually take it for a drive from time to time. And that is possible now. I got this car back in February. I've done a lot of work to it. Rust, brakes, suspension work, engine work, tire fitting work, fitting lights and all that. Now I just think I'm gonna enjoy this car for a while and see how it feels, because one thing is fixing the cars, that's what I like the most. Then it comes to driving them. I like driving cars a lot, but it's always exciting to find out how I fit together with the car. One thing is my size. It's not a big issue on this one, but another thing is just the feeling the car gives. Does it work with my personality and the other way around? That is always an exciting experience to see. And also there are very different factors in that. How does it drive? The feeling when driving the car, the feeling when going to your car, the feeling when stepping out of your car. There is a lot of things that when you combine it, make up the feeling of owning that car. So I don't know how that is going to be on the Trabant. At the moment, I'm a bit worried about going far in it, because I know that it has a hard starting issue from time to time and the battery is not great and running out of juice. And this one would be annoying because it's a 6 volt, so I cannot just jump it from a 12 volt system. So I got some trust issues with the car at the moment. But let's take it for a drive. And I can't help comparing this car to the 2CV quite a lot, because I think it got a bit of the same vibe, simplicity. Also, they are very different, but other than the suspension feel, there is a lot of similarities in my opinion. The suspension feel on the Trabant is not as comfortable as the 2CV, and I don't think anyone is going to be surprised about that fact, because this is a bit more like a horse's chariot. But it's not uncomfortable. I actually really like how it rides. It surprises me, considering that leaf suspension going across system, but it's working just fine. What a nice Benz. I got a judder when taking off from a standstill in first gear. I have a feeling that it could be clutch related, that maybe the springs in that are not very good. It could be other stuff as well, but yeah, I got a judder right there. Let's do a small speed test from 0 to 80 kilometers per hour. Well, this is indicated 80. I'm not sure, but that wasn't bad at all. Now in 4th gear we got freewheeling, so as you can hear the engine revs, I don't know if you can hear it, but the engine revs drops to 0, and when I touch the throttle it catches the engine again. This is to prevent overheating when going downhill and you don't use the throttle, because then the engine won't get any lubrication from the pre-mixed fuel and oil. So that way it just drops to idle. Really clever, and it's working on this one. Drops off. That means you have no engine braking in 4th gear, which does take some getting used to, because it feels like the throttle is stuck if you don't listen, at least. This car is such a fun car to drive, and it really drives well. I'm surprised how well this car drives. This car has been mucked quite a bit, like a lot of the cars that I tend to pick up. This being a communist car from the East blocks, it wasn't really taken serious as a modern car, but this car, remember, this one is from 63, 64, I can't really remember, but it's a front wheel driven car. That itself is extremely modern of that time. It's just a different way of doing things with a 2-stroke engine, which of course was quite efficient back in the days, comparing them to all the other cars. But it turned out to be pretty bad for the environment, a lot more than the 4-stroke engines. So yeah, sitting in the Trabant, it's not a bad place to be, other than the fact that the interior on this car is extremely filthy and disgusting pretty much. I really need to clean it up and install those carpets, do something about the seats, make it waterproof, because it is going to be standing outside, at least in the summertime, because that way I could use it a bit more. But it won't be possible to do that before I change those weather seals, because water is just pouring into this car, and that's a shame. I would really like to say thank you to all of you, because I have gotten so much valuable information about this car, on about how to fix it, and a lot of good stuff. Please continue to do so. It's a big reason why I like to make these videos, to get in contact with all you guys who have owned these cars as a daily back in the day and knew just where to kick when it didn't want to start and all that. That is really what makes this car community on the internet so amazing. I love it. So remember, you can support me on Patreon if you like. There's a link down in the description, and I will send you some stickers if you want to. And yeah, see you in the next one.